even play the whole head. He plays only the A and then the rest is all like free form. You have to stop it because I get time to broadcast. Okay, so are we starting with it then? Okay, hold on. Let me get the okay.
Right on or bump?
What?
Right on or
Right on?
Yeah, it's right on. So
Okay. Are you gonna play the hit or?
no, you,
Oh,
you
okay.
go ahead and play the head. Want to count it out to 0, you know?
1, 2, 1, 1.
Can we make it less loose? I mean, more groove? It seems like,
I was really smoking, but yeah.
you know, it seems like sometimes we were like a little off in the.
Well, you gotta warm up a little bit.
No, I mean, maybe less free.
Okay.
I mean, not for the soloists, I'm talking about the rhythm section.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We were just like interacting with what he was doing. So
Yeah,
Don't
but,
worry, it'll be
you
fine.
gotta hold,
Yeah.
it's a difficult tune, so you gotta hold it down kind of. Like, you know, mark more of the,
Well, that was the core rhythm that the drummer's doing is actually by design off. He's doing that.
so how do you counter that? You counter that he stays on beat?
Right.
One of you has to stay on beat
Okay.
to get the,
Okay.
Maybe like I can try from like a last eight, like a second time the C minor. From the 16, last 16 bar.
Can
yeah,
Yeah, you can-
uh-huh.
take a solo?
Last 16 bars?
Yeah.
So last AC?
C minor.
Yeah.
Okay,
Three.
okay, let's do it again.
1, 2, 1, 2.
was playing the last.
I was playing last A.
Yeah, I was playing the last A.
You were.
Because you ended at the first A, so the first A B.
Yeah.
So. So I was more thinking about how to. Thinking more about how to.
Like ending or
No, I'm just the grooves, just.
I dig it. I understand. But look, I'm just giving you like
How do we?
We're sort of doing what they're doing out there.
I'm doing exactly what you show. What you show.
Yeah, but this is Bob James. We're not Bob James.
That's true.
That's the problem. It's like, oh, it's Coltrane. I do it like that. Well, we're not Coltrane, so that's kind of tough. So.
Comes from the drum perspective. The core rhythm is that he purposely shifts it. It's one. So it's one, two. One, two.
Actually, I don't have a problem with the drum pattern. Probably more something something to market more on the bass side. One beer. Hey, have a beer. Come on. That's why I bring it up.
oh, thank you.
I know it's like low grade beer here, but.
I like
Okay, no, yeah, it's fine, dude.
There's
Hey,
like
Hawaii
Steve.
dealer.
There's beer or not beer. It's beer or not.
I just have
beer.
water. I just have water.
That's nice.
It's mocha.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It does have a beer flavor, but it's just water.
I think cool. Yeah.
So I'm just not sure what you want me to do then.
No, I'm just. I mean, the second time was better. It was easy enough for
That's
me
what I
to
mean.
follow.
I could just do the focus on that rhythm for you during the head and during your solo for sure. Just you know what I mean? And that'll just follow through all the chords.
Should we try it?
That was basically what I was doing.
Okay.
But I can do it.
It was during my solo. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was easy.
Yeah, no, that's why I took your advice and just stuck that the whole time.
Yeah. Okay. Let's give this a rest. Let me just think about it for a moment. Maybe when we try something else. Let's do Con Alma. I was gonna push this off to the end anyway because it's kind of a different.
This is an AAB paper.
Which one?
The corner AAB or sometimes
AABA.
Oh, AABA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we played this before. We just played it like some Latin thing, right?
Well, it's the first part it's usually like a 6/8 kind of. Well, the drums are doing 6/8. Everyone else is doing something else.
Yeah, that's good. That's exactly.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, normally I don't want to take a solo on that one, but okay.
I've got to go.
Oh,
Like a workout.
You work hard.
No, it's fine. That's why I like to work hard.
Okay, let me check the
Oh,
set
yes.
list here.
That's good.
So that one had no problem. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I definitely had more of a problem with that one myself than the last one.
But remember,
This
we
is harder
played
than
that.
the other one.
We played.
No,
We,
no, it's
we
fine.
played that at a gig with Ken Weiner, and
I'm just giving you a hard time. It's cool.
it was
Okay. Yeah.
it was
I
pretty.
got-
It,
I
it,
got-
it didn't sound good. It sounds better now because
Yeah.
we're all in control now, right?
What do you?
Okay, let's do. Well, let's do Fallen Grace.
Oh sure. Yeah. That song is kind of hard.
Oh man, yeah, this one. Yeah.
This is another challenge.
This one. No. The Pat Metheny Jim Baldwin.
Oh,
You know
that-
that one?
Absolutely
do it.
super fast
That
one.
one's crazy.
I
No,
mean-
I was just saying it's a good one. I don't. Yeah, that one's
I
hard.
mean, they're playing like 200 songs.
Yeah. But it's nice though.
It sounds very good.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite versions of it.
Which one were you doing?
What?
Which one you did? Like listen, like Gary Burton version style or something?
I don't have a style here. So normally we just play like an easy bossa feel.
Yeah. I love it.
You know, we like a relaxed, kind of relaxed.
ECM.
Just kind of like a relaxed style.
Yeah.
Kind of so.
An A flat.
What?
A flat.
Yeah. Kind of just maybe
More open.
relaxed and
Probably.
It's a good sizzle cymbal sauce.
Yeah, sizzle. Should get my sizzle.
I think your bass is maybe a tad loud
Is it yeah.
against me because I can't hear myself.
I was playing with it today and seeing how
Oh.
much I could push it.
So trying to push it in this house.
Well, no, 'cause, you know,
Remember, I'm not amplified, so hey, I'm in it. You didn't miss anything. I'm in it.
and just playing so light. I'm playing heavier right now.
Do you want to play head or
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll play that.
play like maybe in the background?
Okay. So normally, probably best to vamp it first, and then when you hear this, then you know the melody.
Vamp on what?
A flat 7, A flat major 7. So like let's start with a bossa style and see what happens, and just vamp it. Play more like bossa style rather than.
Yeah, I just missed the coming in.
What's okay with
I was gonna get it, but I missed
What?
it.
What?
Yeah, I actually had it. Because it sounded like I was on the offbeats, and so I think I did. I'll take the point for that one.
Yeah, keep it simple. Just complicated enough.
Oh,
You felt pretty solid with that?
Oh,
Yeah. So
I just, I can't wait to play.
I think we played it once at a gig and we got lost.
Kind of freaky, yeah.
It is again 10 bars, you know,
Yeah.
10 bar form, 10 bar, right?
Yeah.
So kind of weird.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I just checked.
It's like one of these forms that never end.
I love it. It sounds great.
It's like a rotating thing with no end. You don't know.
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
end. So because of that, you don't know where it's gonna start again if you get lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely got lost
What
2
are
times, but I
those?
just fixed it because I
You
didn't
lost
know.
it?
Yeah, I just turned solo, no turnaround.
There's these
I mean, no coda.
I don't know what it is, but there's like these descending chords that are like so obvious.
Yeah.
It's like you're totally lost, and as soon as you hear that, you go, oh, okay, I know what it
Okay,
is.
if you get lost, Rick, if you get lost,
No, I was
just-
just kidding. I was
but
just kidding.
if any of us get lost,
Yeah.
we'll get that. We'll play the head again, and then we'll recover, right? Okay, that's good. So
People hear it, and then they help each other out. You know, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, there you go.
What are we trying to do?
let's play an easy one. It's footprints.
Footprints.
This is
Yeah, it's
Not
like easier
exactly
for
what-
you, but doing like a repeated thing.
Play that. easy. Okay, so
It's too easy. You know, we played a lot of that before.
what?
Never mind.
You just start going anywhere. There's a lot going.
What do you want to play?
Let's see. Another hard one. Waltz for Debbie.
Okay.
The other one is hard.
So let me
I mean,
play.
they're all hard. Man. You gotta study.
Yeah, like
You gotta study.
I know. They're all hard. Yeah.
They're all hard.
So let me play the head once, and then you can play the head when we start the.
Okay.
Okay, so
You
yeah,
playing it?
you and me
You
do
and me.
this. Okay, now again to repeat. After I play the head, then we go to 4.
Oh.
Remember?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So you know I still.
Yeah.
It's just,
Oh, this
it's
is-
the drums in the beginning.
He's gonna take it into 4. Here. Okay.
Like Big Evans.
But I don't come in.
Okay. So but
But
obviously
intro in 3 with me.
intro in 3,
Yeah. Okay.
and then
I'll
I'll
I
set
remember.
the last time we did it at a gig. When I went to 4, I went too fast, and then we were playing like
Yeah.
really. I gotta like slow down my thinking here, because you know you're kind of nervous doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
So we played it like that
kicking
fast, and it's like it's very hard to.
Oh yeah, that was with Dan, wasn't it?
Yeah, with Dan. Yeah, right. And then we all got messed up.
I was like, okay, yeah, pass on the song.
Yeah.
They were like,
You play up tempo like it's really
I
hard.
was like, no way, dude. Yeah, man. I just, maybe 2 notes, maybe.
So I just gotta learn to relax doing this. Like,
Okay.
just play the head on this then, on the actual gig, because since I'm so familiar with it already.
Yeah.
So we'll mark the
3 times and
what's that what?
you
Do that again. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Masami did close.
I don't know how to do that. What's the chords of that?
like a B minor, sharp minor 7 from 5, 4 sharp,
B minor
7
7.
from 5,
Okay, then.
and B flat minor.
Okay, B flat minor 7 5 5 5 5.
Oh no, B flat minor.
Oh, but
Like a top note is F. B flat minor, A minor, A flat 7.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah, the letter that so many things that follow just black church.
we'll write it down later.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like a kind of singer.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Singer is ending.
What was the first chord again? The first chord was F.
B minor,
Oh, yeah.
7 from 5.
The first one's B minor 7 5.
Yeah.
Then the next one is
B flat minor.
B what?
B
B
flat.
flat.
B flat.
B flat minor.
A minor. B.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then
Yeah, exactly. What you call
then A minor is that?
Yeah, A minor.
And then
A flat 7. 13.
A flat 7 13. And then
Then G minor and stuff. Yeah.
okay, so it's just chromatic.
Yeah.
I just have to remember the
Yeah.
the quality. Okay, so the first one is flat 5.
Yeah.
Then minor.
Minor.
B flat
B
minor.
flat minor.
Oh, I was thinking. Yeah, so
The bass line is chromatic.
so then the next one is A minor. No, no.
A flat.
A minor, right? And then B flat, then A flat, and then G minor. Okay.
Yeah.
Last one is okay. Here's an easy one. Invitation. We don't have anything easy here.
Oh, were we supposed to do this in a certain way? You said a new one. What was it?
No, I didn't. No, I just sent you an example
Oh.
of it, but so you know up.
That was more sort of Latin.
Yeah, but I thought about that tempo.
Oh, you said that our module one.
I just sent you one that was. What was the one I sent when
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That module one. Yeah,
from Ahmad Jamal one?
yeah.
It's pretty cool how we did that.
Uh-huh.
I want to believe there's actually a percussionist and a drummer, but it would make me feel a little bit better because there's so much.
Bro, I was like, I listened to that. I was like,
on that version, I want to believe that it's a drummer and a percussionist.
Yeah.
Because there's way too much going on.
Yeah,
I can bring my cobble for that.
that was a lot going
Yeah,
on.
there were some places where I'm going, wait a minute.
I mean, I was listening to that and I said, wow, what's going on here?
I could bring my cowbell. I got a couple cowbells. I
Module.
don't know if you want me to bring it. I got a couple cowbells.
Okay.
Bring it.
multiple
so-
space
so-
players.
Something like
Okay, so
that.
what's the what did I say?
Alright, Rick.
Same rhythm for beat too.
What's
You
the
want
what?
to do the swing? We'll just
No,
stay
swing.
flat.
No, no.
Just
No,
say.
stick to the.
I like it. Yep, I need to be playing that. Yep.
I like that. Very relaxing. How about you do that? I like playing ahead. Okay, let's see. Dolphin dance. Until we get to this.
Two of you or just you?
Just me. Then you join. Then everyone join.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Both of you, and then we.
I don't know how it sounds. So, the problem with guitar and piano, we're the same register. So.
Yeah, but he's smart and he knows how to play.
Huh? So you have to be careful because normally there's only so much. Then I gotta play up here.
No, you don't.
I can make fun. I can play fun.
Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so we. So that's already with the band.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where did you want us to go?
at the G minor,
Oh, okay.
at the G major.
The G major,
So that basically come on the B section.
yeah.
And the G major?
Yeah, G major, G7 sus,
Okay. Oh,
at the B section. Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll just be playing G.
okay.
Right.
Here's my
You go into
critique.
spades, and that's where you
Here's
go
my-
into another chord.
Here's my critique on this one. At times we were losing the swing. This is a tune that's like gotta be really swingy. Can we try it just one round, but just concentrate on just swinging it?
Yep.
Just you know,
Let's do it.
just,
Got it.
cause it's that kind of tune. It's like you know how we do the, you know how we do that, you know that, boom, you know we talk about that all the time.
Mhm.
The bass, and then with the piano doing the same thing. So let's just concentrate on making this really, really like swing. Okay, even with just playing ahead. Okay. Just from the top, we'll just play it all together. I just want to hear that.
Okay.
Two, one, two, one, It's not a modern tune. It's got to be like played like super singing. Yeah, here's
You're always a little behind.
because I only get paid like a month after. They pay me a month later. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's all the topics.
Yeah, it's you know companies. So accountant, you gotta go bill them. and-
The whole season, it's really worth paying like 6 months later.
Yeah, but, you know they will pay you.
There.
They will pay you because it's it's a corporate bill.
Yeah,
So
corporation.
they're not gonna go screw you.
You have to like send a invoice like to the other country.
Okay, this is easy. Olio.
Oh, okay.
Well, we can just play the head together. It's more fun that way. One, two, three. Okay, let's do just the two of us. Do you have this set of changes here? It's very simple.
Different. Okay, okay. Yeah.
A simple version.
Oh, yeah, what the hell was I supposed
So,
to do? Like the real song?
what?
Oh, like the girl.
Yeah, but I don't
Yeah,
wanna,
like rock.
we're not gonna play it, we're not gonna funkify this, okay?
Oh,
Like
Uh,
no, not like that.
no intro, like
Yeah, the song should
No, no,
definitely
no,
intro it regardless.
Well, we'll see, we'll see what.
Masami is going.
You know, the gig we're playing at, they don't like it when you don't play jazz, so that's why we have to jazzify it. So that's why the Latin sound. What's that like?
I like to play this.
No, what I mean, they don't, if I play that like funk, that they, you know, they'd like, they'll cry foul and say, don't do that again. They'll say, you know,
Yeah, I'm swinging everything.
well, we hardly have any swing. We hardly play any swing. Okay, body and soul. Okay, so this one,
We'll keep on the usual.
we play. But we're not gonna play it, I played the head a little bit differently.
Okay.
I'm
gonna listen, yeah.
Yeah, I copied the head of Alan Pasqua.
Okay.
He has a completely different head version.
Oh, really? Can I hear? I mean, if you guys are
Yeah,
listening.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll hear. Oh, you're gonna copy the thing. Well, that's like John Carpenter, right? Okay, so, hold on. Boy, you actually transcribed the, that's exactly how they do the
That's
bit.
what I do.
Wow.
It's the only way to get better. I have to.
Okay, so,
My brain's not good enough on its own. It takes too
So
long.
do we copy, do we play the, do we play it again here? So,
Yeah, I was wondering, did you want me to pedal A flat and all that and do that? Right?
in here, probably, yes, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that nice
It's like
lip
a
and
jovial friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of like that. Yeah, but here, let's,
It's actually a pretty good one. I like it.
listen to the recording here, Masami. This is the original.
All right.
So, okay, so,
Started at 11.
so if you're gonna solo exactly like that, we gotta play the drums exactly the same way.
That's no problem.
If you get this one, I can take a break.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, maybe. If you want, yeah. Or, I mean, I only wanna take the A anyway. Maybe use like E and then out.
Just listen right now.
Yeah.
What? The only thing is I got lost when you were doing your solo.
Oh.
I forgot.
Okay, that's okay, because you're
I
gonna hear
lost-
this. And that's leading
Yeah,
right back.
I couldn't.
Don't worry.
I kind of
Then
lost
E and
track.
A are gonna tell you is yeah, I'll get the whole thing. I made up the second half just now.
Yeah, but I was like paying attention to
I'll
the
finish.
because I recognized it. So I was like thinking about it, then I lost where I was.
Yeah, don't worry.
I wasn't paying attention
No
to
worries, yeah.
Don't worry.
the
Yeah,
channel.
you'll just hear boom, and then we'll be on that.
Beautiful,
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. No, I mean I heard that solo.
huh? So I gotta like do some of his little tricks on the melody there. But I've known the melody for a long time. I told Alan, I said, I don't play body and soul the same way anymore. I play your melody.
Yeah, more easy for me, because you know,
The solo starts like this, It's like,
we have a space, so like I didn't love it. The pill.
Yeah, because you know the original's like kind of boring melody. I never liked the original melody.
Yeah.
This one is a little bit more hip, isn't it?
that's what I mean. That took me a minute to get it. I was like, shit. Hold on. Yeah, it was probably like 2 hours at least. I didn't even know.
I gotta do this, he does,
Yeah, I was like, shit.
that's the little chromatic thing.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta remember where he does it, so.
When I tried to transcribe something, I didn't like.
Maybe the.
There's so much going on. I'm going, what?
Transcribe everything.
Yeah.
Transcribe
There's so many
what is
things
going
going
on.
on. You hear little fragments. He's doing
Beautiful, huh?
that. You have to hear the little fragments and go,
Yeah, I did love it.
that's
Like,
really
more
this
that kind of vibe.
drum-like.
That's my kind of favorite.
This vibe. How I started,
It's like, what the
that's
hell?
it's actually
Well, it's like Paul that one time he told me about
because he's my
playing.
teacher. A lot of the
Can't
stuff
remember
that I
what
learned
it
is
was,
more
he said just
like Falling Grace.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, it's a year after a year after studying with him, he said,
Where did you go?
I went to his house.
Oh really? Oh wow.
He's the head of jazz at USC.
Oh really?
He's the chairman of the jazz program at USC.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't pay USC, I paid him.
That's much better. Yeah.
No, he charged a lot of money,
Oh
so
really? Like
Oh.
200 more.
Yeah.
150 an hour.
Oh that's a lot. But it's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, you just look. Okay, so what are we missing? Just so what and maybe Windows. Let's do Windows if we can. Can you do Windows? No.
B minor?
Yeah.
Yeah, be fine. 3. I mean, I got 3. I don't have it memorized.
If we can't do it, we won't do it. We'll see. We just give it a try.
I really love this one.
I'm washing the windows.
What?
I'm gonna get a rag.
Wash the windows?
Performance art to the whole thing. You know, maybe I'll bring in a glass. Like a little rag.
Yeah.
I really want to do it.
Masami, I'm gonna tell you, I've never played this at a gig, so
Oh, this one?
no, because no one can.
Is there some kind of intro or something or no?
No. Well, just vamp the B minor, but the B minor 7.
I don't know what time.
Yeah, just vamp the.
1, 2, 3.
Beautiful.
No, second time.
We play two times.
Two times.
Two times.
What's a vamp again? I never did the vamp.
B major.
So get B major, like
C sharp.
You just vamp and fade out.
I have C sharp minor.
Oh.
yeah, since.
See it.
Can you just do the vamp? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, I've never played that vamp before.
That's kind of cool.
That's difficult too.
Yeah.
Very, very hard to come up with a nice
play all
solo.
the time. This one, yeah.
You play it all the time?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, good thing. One of us plays it all the time because I've never done it in a gig.
Oh, really? Also, this song is June hate.
Oh, no shit.
yeah.
Well,
June
I'm-
hate this song.
The what?
June?
The what?
June trumpet player. He.
He hates that?
Yeah.
Oh, because these are. He doesn't like my tunes either. Like I don't think he likes like Falling Grace at all.
I think so, yeah.
He likes the
More like
bebop.
Bebop, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't like a kind of ECM kind of.
Yeah. So if it's not bebop related, they don't get it. Ken Weiner, same thing. They don't like tunes like
Oh,
that.
really? I love it.